It's only when you start to understand that you can make effective decisions and effective plans. Now, the question is, who is promoting ignorance? Well, those organisations that try to keep things secret, and those organisations which distort true information to make it false or misrepresentative. In this latter category, it is bad media. It really is my opinion that the media are so bad, we have to question whether the world wouldn't be better off without them altogether. They're so distortive to how the world actually is, that the result is we see wars and we see corrupt governments continue on. One of the hopeful things that I've discovered is that nearly every war that has started in the past 50 years has been a result of media lies. The media could have stopped it if they had searched deep enough. If they hadn't reprinted government propaganda, they could have stopped it. But what does that mean? Well, that means basically populations don't like wars. And populations have to be fooled into wars. Populations don't willingly, with open eyes, go into a war. So if we have a good media environment, then we'll also have a peaceful environment.
Julian Assange, thank you very much.
Today we're alone outside the Ecuadorian embassy, where nobody cares about Julian Assange. Back to you, then.
Great work. Now let's get the fuck out of here, Rachel.
Hey, get back here. We care about Julian Assange.
Prison, under house arrest, and almost 5 years here in this embassy without sunlight. My children grew up without them. That is not something that I can forgive. It is not something that I can forget. It's something that I hope will be more than just about me. Because the reality is, detention and extradition without charge has become a feature of the European Union.
Everyone has heard of Pinterest. This is what it looks like before you log on. It's the home of cats. And more cats. And even more cats. And even some useful collections of information, like art galleries of the world. But why would Unity for J people want to use it? Because so long as you sign in with a Pinterest logon, you will find a rapidly expanding library that will help you do your research, write your blogs, dress your tweets and Facebook entries.
Policewoman, when you walk my way with your pepper spray, all I can do is watch your hips sway. So come on now, policewoman in your blue uniform, let me turn you on. Arrest me, arrest me, arrest me. Policewoman, don't you know that I will turn you on with your own baton? I will turn you on with your handcuffs on. Come on, policewoman in your blue uniform, let me turn you on. When you walk my way, all I can do is watch your hips sway. When you walk my way, policewoman.
Please talk. Can someone talk to me? Can someone actually just tell me where the US Embassy staff are? No, they're not answering. So the British High Commission are not answering the door to two British citizens wanting to ask questions. Pretty shoddy. And it's raining now. Third venue today.
And the Swedish episode was just a bogus red herring. The US Constitution protects publishers and journalists. This crime was just to have broken the silence. It provided, shown that we're complicit by failing to speak out against illegal wars and the attacks on this journalist who's actually provided the real truth and the deceit of Western governments. There's no investigative journalism in our lifetime whose equal importance in terms of information he has provided through WikiLeaks. He's called rapacious power to account. He's shown that our governments are supporting 70% of the military, including Saudi Arabia, which has an appalling record in terms of human rights and the treatment of women. It also is attacking on behalf of the United States Yemen, and we know that millions of people are at threat now in Yemen of starvation because they're closing the last port there, which is providing the humanitarian aid. At the same time, the drone execution that we don't really hear of innocent people all through the Middle East and any part of the world. Malcolm Turnbull can remain silent, or he can seize this opportunity and use his government's diplomatic influence to defend the life of an Australian citizen, a really top Australian citizen whose courageous public service is recognised by countless people across the world. He can bring Julian Assange home, and that's what we ask him to do right now.
Thank you. The Right, we're gonna take it away now. Bye-bye, Beehive, until the next time. This will be where we come for emergency action. There's been a few people walking past today, taking an interest, which is great. It's just what we want. Some people are like, who's Julian? That astounds me, really, but anyway. Some people are like, we're with her, and I think those people really need to do some more investigation. But anyway, here we are. Free speech, freedom of press. Not 1984, if we can help it.
Today we're alone outside the Ecuadorian embassy, where nobody cares about Julian Assange. Back to you, Ben.
Great work. Now let's get the fuck out of here, Rachel.
Hey, get back here. We care about Julian Assange.
Hey everybody, welcome to now the 5th session of the Unity4J WikiBees online working group in solidarity with Julian Assange. My name is Susie Dawson. I am a journalist and activist and the current president of the Internet Party of New Zealand. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you got to see last night's session, which was epic and amazing and by far the best work session that we've done to date. I was really, really happy with everybody jumping in and collaborating on the press release for the vigil this weekend, which has now been polished and should be up on our website sometime during the stream tonight. We have some pretty amazing content to unravel for you tonight, or to reveal for you tonight. But first of all, I'd just like to ask you all to please jump on social media and tell everybody that we are live right now, that the stream's happening, and to get on board and to participate. So the only other thing I'm going to say before we launch into our first little demonstration for you is that I've heard from a lot of people who are based in Europe and some that are based in Australia and New Zealand, that they really want to be a part of this, but the time zone difference is just impossible for them with work commitments and whatever. And I'm really, really sympathetic to that. From the outset, I discussed that I would prefer to have like an Eastern US session, a Pacific session, and a European session. So next week, we have a week off WikiBees because it's in the wake of the vigils and the Worldwide Action Days. But I will aim for the next week after that, we'll have 3 weeks in a row of WikiBees sessions, and I'll aim for having exactly that, 1 Eastern, 1 Pacific, and 1 European session per week. But in the meantime, I want to say I really appreciate all of you guys who are going back and watching the sessions during the daytime, even if you weren't able to be there for them, because doing so really does keep you totally up to date with everything that's going on in the movement. And it's really, really useful for you to keep yourselves current on that. So a big shout out to everybody who is going and watching the videos. I saw like 400 or 500 views on my channel, 400 or 500 views on Unity4J channel. Considering these are just like work streams, they're pretty boring. Like there's not much entertainment value. They really are just us getting stuff done together as a group. That's like quite a decent amount of views. So especially for a new initiative that we just, pulled out of thin air last week. So I'm really impressed that you guys are making the effort to do that. So thank you so much. I also saw a ton of tweets went out yesterday to prospective guests. That was great. Some of those guests contacted me today. Some can't make it on short notice for the vigil on Saturday, but will come to future vigils. So that's fantastic. So we're going to accomplish two things today. First of all is we are going to demo an amazing new initiative that has been put together by Fleur. Fleur is head of our scribes team. She's also one of our social media admins, and she's a core part of our group. She's an amazing human being, and we're very lucky to have her. And she came up with an absolutely brilliant idea, which was to create like a digital media library for the Unity for J movement. It's basically a huge resource. It contains, actually, I won't go into what it contains because we're going to show you and I don't want to step on any toes, but it's something that's going to be of use to every single person in this movement and many other WikiLeaks supporters outside the movement. And once we've taken you all through it here tonight and showed you what's in it and how to use it and how to contribute to it, then I'm going to be passing it on to WikiLeaks and recommending that they look at it as well, because I think it will be a brilliant resource for them, possibly also for Julian's legal team. So you will undoubtedly in the future days and weeks be hearing about this resource and seeing it being tweeted around or shared around social media. So tonight you get to have a first look at it, an insider's look at it. And I've got here with me someone who's been working on it with Fleur. His name is Dave. He is another very awesome contributor to the Unity for J movement. So Dave, thank you so much for being here and welcome to the stream. I'll just unmute you so you can say hi to everyone.
How you doing? Yeah, it's good to be here, Susie.
Thank you so much. Now, I know absolutely nothing about Pinterest. I've never used it. I had never seen it until what Fleur has put together for us. So why don't you have a little chat to us about it, and then let's have our tech guys play the intro video that you put together with Fleur.
Yeah, I'm actually just I feel like a teacher who's sort of one page ahead of the students, because it was actually Fleur that introduced me to Pinterest about 1 week ago. So in the course of putting the tutorial together, I was exploring it myself. And one of the things I like about it is it's very visual. If you're a visual person, it's a tremendous resource visually. And there's an incredible amount of content in it, all from the Unity for J campaign. So it's really well put together, and I'm sort of learning all about it myself as well. So
I heard that at the end of the video there was over 1,000 pieces of content already in this digital library that's been built.
Yeah, two of the particular pieces that Fleur actually drew our attention to are the small bits and speaking. Now, they're sort of like chapter headings, but in Pinterest, the chapter headings are like images and text together. And I think it works very well. I actually enjoyed working on this just because Pinterest, it's such a lovely resource to work with. So, for example, in the speaking pin, once you go into the speaking area, that sort of chapter heading, as I'd call it, there's a huge amount of resources there. So it's great for research. If you wanted to listen to any of Julian Assange's talks, most of them are here. And so it's just about 2 or 3 clicks away, and you can be watching a video on Julian Assange. One of the drawbacks would be in Pinterest, they're not so much chronologically based, but even so, it's a really fun place to explore because it's so visually appealing. It's really good.
That's awesome. Let's have the tech guys go ahead and play the video so that people can get an intro to what it is that we're actually talking about. And then I'd love to have you log into the resource and really show us around from the inside.
Sure.
Cool. Eben, are you good to go with the video? I hope I didn't just put Eben on the spot. I know he does have it queued up though. Great. How long is the video, Eben? It's like 8 minutes, isn't it? Cool.
has heard of Pinterest. This is what it looks like before you log on. It's the home of cats. And more cats. And even more cats. And even some useful collections of information, like art galleries of the world. But why would Unity for J people want to use it? Because so long as you sign in with a Pinterest logon, you will find a rapidly expanding library that will help you do your research, write your blogs, dress your tweets and Facebook entries with good quotes, and generally support Julian Assange and WikiLeaks more effectively and with less effort. So what's in here? The top part of the page has resources for learning and writing about Julian and WikiLeaks. We start off with info and donations, which takes you to various official sources. Notice how a link shows when you hover over a pin. So if you want to donate to Julian's Legal Defence Fund, find that pin and click the link. Instant access is in a separate window. When you're done donating, just close that window and go back to the Pinterest tab. All the major WikiLeaks publications are here in roughly chronological order. The chronological order of some boards is not exact, but Pinterest wasn't really designed for this purpose and makes it difficult. Sometimes extra entries are added to a board. In this case, the criteria WikiLeaks uses for publishing items. As with all pins, if we want to see the image enlarged, we click on the plus sign, and there it is. Want to see where that list of criteria came from? Just click the link. If the source is a video, you will usually be taken to the exact part of the video, but when it is a long article or transcript like this, you may need help. Just use the find function on your browser and it'll appear. We don't have time to look at all the research boards, but two that can be really helpful are Small Bits and Speaking. Small Bits is a collection of quotes in meme form linked to the source of the meme. The WikiLeaks principle of scientific journalism is that all things presented to a reader should be linked to source, so they can see and judge for themselves the accuracy of what you're saying. If you want to use these memes, you just right-click on the expanded image and save image as to download it to your own computer. Don't forget to associate it with the source link when you tweet or blog it, as you want to follow the WikiLeaks scientific journalism model. There's a growing collection of Julian Assange's speeches too, some with transcripts. Again, these are in roughly chronological order and are linked to the videos themselves. There's also an index at the top, which grows with every speech added. Click on it to explore the spreadsheet version of these speeches. The other research boards work the same ways. Recognition, which shows the prizes that Julian and WikiLeaks have won. Books. All the episodes of the 2012 Julian Assange show. And films about WikiLeaks. Where these are hostile, some commentary has been included too. Then we move into the fields of art related to Julian and WikiLeaks, often sourced from tweets, and music linked to videos or SoundCloud where appropriate. There's lots of legal stuff in Law and Lawyers, including links to relevant judgments. There's a small bit on Julian as a child and quite a bit more on what other people, OPs, have said about Julian in speech, writing, and some short quotes you can use too. Then we get to other resources, mostly created by Unity for J. All the vigil videos are here, linked to the videos of course, plus a board for the vigil speakers. Then quotes from the vigils that you can download and use for tweets, blogs, articles, etc. At the moment, each is just linked to the video the quote came from. As we get more time, we'll try to link to the exact place in the video. If someone wants to volunteer to help with that task, that'd be great. Tasty Tweets is a collection of timeless tweets if you've run out of stuff of your own to say. Find one that appeals and click on the Twitter link. You'll be taken straight to Twitter, where you can just retweet that tweet. How simple is that? Then you can sign petitions, help to get more awards for Julian and WikiLeaks, find graphics to download, and see lots of suggestions for getting advice. Here are things that other people have been doing, mostly picked up from their tweets. Your action can be here too if you bring it to our attention. This Pinterest page currently has more than 1,000 pins and we're just getting started. Recommend it to friends who want to know about Unity for J but don't want to come to Discord. This is another way to share our collective knowledge and resources. We hope you enjoy the Pinterest page, make it popular and use it a lot to improve public knowledge about Julian Assange, WikiLeaks and their fight for truth in journalism and justice in the world.
That was absolutely amazing. Dave and Fleur, you should be so proud of yourselves. You've put together something really special here. Fleur, I know you've been working on this for well over a month and that it now contains over 1,000 pieces of information about Julian Assange, WikiLeaks and Unity for J. And I can see that within a matter of weeks, that is going to be many thousand pieces of information. Now, we've just posted in all platforms on our Discord server the link to where that video has been published to the Unity for J YouTube account. So social media admins, could you please go and circulate that link all over social media so anyone who's not watching the stream will hopefully get to pick up and check out that video. We have also just pushed to all platforms a downloadable PDF guide to what this Pinterest is and how to use it, how to access it, and how to contribute to it. So I hope everybody will get in there and have a look for themselves. There is a #Pinterest channel on our Discord server. If you join unityforj.com/Discord and add the Pinterest role to yourself in the roles channel, then you'll be able to go and talk to Fleur and Dave and others in the Pinterest channel. What I would really like for you guys to do is to go and get all your favorite, YouTube videos about Julian, WikiLeaks or Unity for J, articles, photos, any pieces of information, all your favorite research items, and go and post them in that Pinterest channel on Discord, so that Fleur can add them to the Unity for J Pinterest digital library. that would be fantastic. That's how we will grow this over time, and we hope that it will become a central resource, almost like a database, a central media resource for everybody involved in this movement, but also for other supporters of WikiLeaks and Julian Assange, and hopefully it will become of use to WikiLeaks themselves. So amazing work, really incredible. Now Dave is going to jump in the deep end by pressing share screen and then clicking desktop 1, and he's actually now going to log into the Pinterest account and go into the Unity for J digital media library, and he's going to go through and show us what each of the categories are and what they contain. So take it away, Dave. You just hit share screen and then desktop 1.
What's desktop 1, Susie?
When you click share screen, it will bring up a little menu, and the first option will say desktop 1.
Okay, I have a Mac keyboard here. I'm not too sure where screen is.
On the Zoom itself, on the Zoom application.
Oh, the Zoom application, sorry.
Yeah, there's a button that says share screen.
Share screen, yeah, I got that.
Click on that and then desktop 1 and share screen. And there you go, you've done it. Well done.
Very good. So you can see the screen there, yeah?
We can see it, absolutely.
Oh, great.
So right now we're looking at the Unity for J. And what is the link to, I can see here, pinterest.nz
slash Unity for J / boards.
Fantastic. So that's pinterest.nz / Unity for J / boards.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Walk us through what we've got here.
Well, I suppose the first place to look at with the very top here, there's an overview, boards, pins, followers, and following. A good place to start is the boards. That's where all of the information really is contained. The other ones I really don't know too much about because I haven't spent too much time with it, but the boards is interesting. For example, if you start with info and donations, I suppose the first thing you look, once you bring the cursor over it, you can see it changes into a hand. So once you press that, you get all the sort of the heading under, all the information that's available under info and donations. And if you want to make a donation here, you can press on the link there, and then the link again, and that takes you straight over to the imwikileaks.org donate place, so you can make a donation there. So when you finish there, you can come back again, and let me see now, back to the board, and then back to the boards thing again. So two of the ones that, again, I'm only learning about this myself, and Fleur is a real expert, so she's been teaching me as well. The two ones that she drew attention to, and they're well worth researching, are the small bits down here and major publications here. In the small bits, it's really sort of interesting because you have a whole series of memes, and what's interesting about them is that, what did you mention? Yeah, about the WikiLeaks journalistic principle about, sourcing everything. So, for example, if you just pick a meme, and that will bring you to a meme. Now, so there's two things you can do here. One is if you want to save that as an image, you can just bring your cursor over the image and right-click, and then you can save it there. That's one thing you can do. Or if you're interested in finding out, well, where did that come from? What's the source of that? Well, just click on it, and it brings you to the source. Now, that can be a video, so it'll bring you to the video where you can get that quote, or sometimes it's a piece of text. So that's really cool. I really like that too, because it gives you the quote, and then it gives you the source where it came from. So that's one of the things that Pinterest is really good at. And I think that's why the Unity for J could really make a lot of use of this, because that happens all the time in terms of having quotes and then people looking for the sources of them. So Pinterest seems to be perfect for that. So that's small bits. Another one is that Fleur actually highlighted as one one place that's really interesting to look at is the major publications. And once you go into those, and there's sort of an absolute treasure trove of information here. Detainee policies, Syria files, global intelligence files. It's pretty much all here, and I haven't really explored this at all. I haven't pressed this one, Syria files. So any of the links here will take you. You can drill down to get the sources of all these information. So that's what makes Pinterest. It's a really great place to start if you're doing any sort of reading or any sort of research, or if you're curious about any of the areas that over the years WikiLeaks has highlighted. Pinterest is a really great place to come. Over here is the publishing criteria. And when you click on that, then this is what you get here. This is one of the principles that Julian Assange mentioned about organization a while ago. So that's the actual quote. But again, if you want to look at, well, where does that come from? You can just drill down and click the link, and that will take you wherever that link came from. Now, as was mentioned in the video, sometimes that quote can be in the middle of a video. And so the link will take you to the place in the video where the quote is. But sometimes that's not always the case. So you can, if it's as part of a longer article like this, and you want to find it, you can just use your the find function on your computer.
Dave, I think we've got amazing, between the video and the downloadable PDF, I think we've got amazing resources as to how to use the Pinterest for anyone who wants to. But what I feel like is that what we have in this resource, this digital media library, is like a massive treasure chest. And I want to know what treasure is in the treasure chest. So could you take us back to the main board and let's just cover off the categories one by one so that we can show people what's really in this. So the first one we have here is info and donations. So and it says there's 11 items in there. So what's in info and donations?
Yeah.
Have a click on it and show us.
That's a good idea, yeah. So info and donations, that's the shop there.
We've got the Justice for Assange facts, frequently asked questions, donate information, Courage Foundation shop, how to donate to WikiLeaks from the European Union, information about Courage Foundation, a live blog about, the Courage live blog about Julian, that's great, info about WikiLeaks publications and the I Am WikiLeaks support site, and it looks like a video about the current US threats to WikiLeaks. That's fantastic. Okay, back up. Let's have a look at the next one.
Yeah, so that's the first one. So we had a look at that one just now, I think. So that's
so we've got 32 items about major publications by WikiLeaks.
Well, maybe have another look at it, yeah.
14, yep, so this is all the major publications by WikiLeaks. That's amazing.
So that's all there. So plenty to search there.
Yep, okay. Back it up.
Great Library.
So 14 items in the Great Library. This great library, built from the courage and sweat of many, has had a 5-year, so this is a quote from Julian, has had a 5-year confrontation with power without losing a single book. At the same time, these books have educated many, and in some cases, in a literal sense, let the innocent go free. That's amazing. So let's have a look. What have we got? We have got videos. We have got quotes. We have got... Oh, so this is fit. Oh, God, Elizabeth Leah Voss is going to love this. WikiLeaks cited more than 44,000 legal texts. So this is all information about citing of WikiLeaks This is an incredible resource. Can you scroll down a little bit? So this is about the significance and the impact of the Great Library of Alexandria that WikiLeaks is. That's fantastic. Well done. Yeah. Okay, back us out to the main page.
So then recognition is another one. There's 33 pins in this.
Awards. So these are about awards that Julian and WikiLeaks and its staff have gotten. It's all information about those awards. Fantastic.
Yeah. So
Cool. Okay, back it up because I know we've got lots of boards to go through. This is absolute. This is just marvelous.
Speaking. Have another look at speaking.
So speaking, we have 128 interviews of Julian Assange. So you guys find interviews of Julian that are not in this 128. Send them to Fleur, post them and hash Pinterest on the Discord. Send them to @Unity4J on Twitter, and we'll get them added. Let's make this the world's most comprehensive digital media library about WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, and Unity4J, which arguably it may already be. I've been following and supporting WikiLeaks now for 8 years. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
I have never seen anything like this. I think this is truly remarkable.
It looks pretty impressive. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. So that's speaking. Then writing is the next one, 15 pins.
So it's key essays and articles by Julian Assange and or WikiLeaks. Fantastic. This is gorgeous.
Gosh. So plenty of stuff there as well. Go on.
Okay, what's next?
Oh yeah, small bits. This is we were just there. Sorry.
Cool. So 46 memes and yep, small bits. Fantastic. Amazing. And this will grow to have, hundreds of items, if not thousands of items per category. So it's incredible.
So 7 pins here. This is books
by Julian Assange and WikiLeaks.
That's them there. Very good. Oh yeah, the Julian Assange show. I hadn't seen this before.
Fantastic. It's The World Tomorrow. It's literally my favorite TV series of all time.
So this is a great go-to place to find everything in one place.
Yeah, it's incredible. That's why I say I've never seen anything quite like this.
Hey everybody! I was just going to say, if you want a good start on the World Tomorrow, start with the Zizek one. That's hilarious.
Which one, Kathy?
Zizek.
With Slavoj Zizek.
Oh right, yeah.
Who's very hard to control. He gets hyper excited. Very funny.
We have 24 films about Julian Assange and WikiLeaks.
Oh, yeah. Slavoj Zizek, that one there, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. They're all great.
Yeah.
But that one will make you laugh a lot.
And then the films. So there's biopics and documentaries. Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. So there's 24 here.
Can I also put in a very good word about Underground, directed by a great Australian director called Robert Connolly. I was there when we premiered that in Sydney with Rob Connolly and Christine Assange, and his father was there. Julian's father was there too. Brilliant film. And young Alex Williams, who plays Julian, the young Julian, he's an incredible actor. It's one of my favourite films about, it is my favourite film about WikiLeaks.
I've seen it, yeah. It's really worth a watch. It's excellent. So those are the films, yeah. So the music. So music made for or in relation to Julian Assange and WikiLeaks and our shared fight for freedom of speech, freedom of the press and justice for all. So suppose take your pick. And I imagine too, all these sections are going to be growing exponentially in the next few months. as more new stuff comes in.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. I mean, we've talked so long about needing to have like a digital asset management system so that everything that we create doesn't get, you know, lost on the Discord server or forgotten about after it's been tweeted once. This, to me, is as good as a digital asset management system in that we can essentially upload all of our files here and they become accessible to everybody. So it's really great. I mean, obviously not so much for versioning and producing content, but certainly for storing finished content, storing approved content. This is an absolutely phenomenal resource.
Mm.
Look at this. How many pieces of art are on this board?
And the quality of art.
Yep, I'd just like to commend Fleur. I mean, she really pushed me to, when I made that little film about Julian, about our number one enemy is ignorance. I made it back in 2011, and she pushed me to find out where I'd grabbed that from. And she said, the purpose is to provide historical continuity. I want to do this. It's not so much like science. It's like, you know, academic practice 101 of tracing your sources and people being able to quote accurately and knowing where everything comes from. It's about continuity within the historical record. It's a very, very great task that she took on, tracing all that back. But I found it for her. And so, you know, we can really rely on this as being something that is historically accurate. I commend you, Fleur. Brilliant work. I wish she'd come on so we could hear your voice.
I wish she was here instead of me as well. She knows much more about this.
So right now we're looking at 68 pieces of information and or media relating to the Julian Assange legal team. That's just incredible.
This is really a great service to by Fleur, like to anybody now who's interested in researching or having a look at all the WikiLeaks stuff, because it's all here.
Kitty, you're with us, aren't you, Kitty?
I am, and I am so impressed. I'm awed.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you what you're thinking about this from the perspective of you being research team leader for Unity for J.
Oh, it'll be fantastic. The only thing I would suggest is that we do have a backup of all of this data elsewhere as well, simply because Pinterest is a commercial platform. And
Completely
like
agree.
Twitter, if you're always at risk of being censored and banned, right? And the amount of information here is fantastic. And I would hate to lose it, right?
I agree, and I'm pretty sure that Joe will be able to automate backups from it, because I'm pretty sure that all of this will export to CSV or XML or something.
Yeah, if we can make sure that we have that, that's the only comment I would make. Otherwise, I am really awestruck. This is awesome. I would never have thought of using this platform for research. It's fantastic.
Me neither. I mean, I barely knew what this platform was, and just seeing what she's done, I just can't think of a single thing I'd improve other than adding more and more and more content. And the fact that she started with 1,000 pieces off the bat is just mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing.
Excuse me, guys, I'm going to have to love you and leave you. I've got a job interview.
Good luck.
Well, I don't know. You know, it's one of those great jobs that you go for and you don't really want. I hope nobody sees this, but it seems they want me. So, all right. Thank you so much, Fleur, and thank you, everyone else. Oh, one thing before I go. Have we heard anything yet from the Ecuadorian Assembly, how they voted on Julian's citizenship?
Last I heard, there had been no outcome. But maybe, you know, if something's coming out in the last hour, I might not know.
No, but I checked just before. Jared Parilla is onto it. He's tweeting. But and we spoke at about 6 a.m. this morning, and he said it was surprising they were talking about something else instead. All right.
Well, I can't wait.
Bye-bye.
I can't wait to send this to WikiLeaks and to the legal team and to show them this, because I think this is going to be an amazing resource for them.
I think I beat you to that. I've just tweeted to them about it.
Did you?
That's what I mean.
Well, Julian Assange account did tweet out the link to the stream a few minutes ago, so that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Remarkable. Okay, head back to the categories page. I'm really keen to see what else is in there. So we've had law and lawyers, which is information about legal team, deadly dangers, which is media relating to threats on Julian's life and threats made against WikiLeaks. Now, what's the next one? On whistleblowing has 3 sections and 20 pins.
Let's have a look. Okay, so they're the sections.
Ah, wonderful. Oh, she's so good. So she's collating information about whistleblowers. Well done. Well done.
So you pick one and then you get more.
God, that's a beautiful photo of Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the middle there. That's a gorgeous photo.
And Edward, yeah. So it's really well laid out.
I love how neatly categorized everything is and how intuitive and how easy it will be to find information. Absolutely fantastic. And so everyone in chat is just saying it's wonderful, it's amazing, it's mind-blowing, it's, you know, incredible resource. Multiple people have said that, already said that they're signing up for Pinterest right now so that they can access and be a part of it. It's just remarkable.
Yeah, I've only found out about it about a week ago, but I'm absolutely sold on this now. This will be a regular visitor to here. So
no, I too. I'll be signing up for Pinterest as well, so that I can contribute. I mean, I already today was dumping stuff into the Pinterest channel for Fleur, hoping that you know it might be of interest to upload.
So
okay, what's next? Julian as a child. Okay, you talked through that one already. So speech is about Julian.
Yeah, God, it has the John Pilger's great speech from Sydney, was it? I think, yeah.
That was an incredible speech. That was an amazing speech. The rap news, the 12 days of Christmas.
Just for the OP, for people who mightn't, OP is other people. Other people's speech about Julian on WikiLeaks, yeah. So that's.
Could you take one category and then one item and go all the way down through the whole hierarchy, so we can see one item from top to bottom?
Okay. Well, this is one item now. There's no section, so there's all pins here. We can just go down through this one then.
So when they say pin,
yeah, and if you can click on the pin and then show us what,
I see what you mean.
It goes, and then you know,
okay.
but do it all the way down so that we can see the whole structure.
Well, do you want to pick a pin and we can go down then?
The 2018 September 18th, Oakland, California. How about that one?
2018. This one here, yeah.
Yeah, just because I like the picture.
So it's a YouTube.
Okay, so it goes directly to the actual data.
Yeah, and you can go over to YouTube if you want to as well.
Yeah.
Can you get the sound?
I can't hear it, no, but that's okay.
Okay, yeah. So that's where it gets you to, yes, the actual video itself, the source.
Okay, cool, thank you.
And that's what's really powerful about this is all of these linked to sources, sort of original sources. So it's really interesting. Yeah. Yeah, we can try it. Oh, there's the Sydney Town Hall one. That's John Pilger. Oh, that's the video. Yeah, that was a great speech. So that's here as well. Yeah, so so that's really worth listening to again. That was pretty good. I'm not too sure what's down further, more like this. I think they sort of add things more like this. Yeah, so that's the board. So yeah, so each of these things then links to the source material. But again, yeah, the way it's presented is really good. The mixture of the image and the text together, it's really so easy to run your eye through the whole thing and just pick out something that you might be looking for. Yeah. So that's other people's speech about Julian. That's another one there on Democracy Now. It's 2017, April 26, Chomsky, CIA. And again, takes you directly to the YouTube video as well. So directly to the source. So it is really handy. It's such a fabulous library, this. So congrats to Fleur. 10 stars, Fleur.
Yeah, absolutely, Fleur. You did a fantastic job. Really.
It's pretty good. So that's speeches about Julian. And then there's articles. These are the 70 pence here on articles. If anybody wants to make a suggestion about something to click on here, if you see it, because I think pretty much most of these things are pretty fascinating stuff.
Could I get the direct link to the Pinterest in chat so that I can get it tweeted?
It's pinterest.nz/Unity4J.
Okay, thanks.
So, yeah, Bill Binney, 28th of September 2, explains, yeah, so America again. And then we can go outside that. That's into Wayne McGovern's website. And again, it that links to an article there, and I think a video as well somewhere. Or linked to, yeah, that's it. So most of the links seem to do something that's pretty similar in terms of they drill down into the source information, like where the information comes from, which is great. That's the board. So that's there's a whole selection then of articles about Julian Assange from a whole spectrum of people. So yeah, absolutely fascinating stuff. And again, the way it's presented.
Saying that the stuff that's right at the bottom is other people's junk that's like randomly associated with it and not actually part of our boards. So how many boards? So that's what I wanted to do is just quickly go over the terminology for like normal people like me that have never used Pinterest and have no idea what it is. So a Pinterest board is like a category, and a section is like a subcategory, and a pin is an item. Is that correct?
Yeah, as far as I understand, that's it, yeah.
So we have 1,000 pins, which means we have 1,000 items in here. And we have how many boards? 34.
34 boards,
so
yeah.
So we've got 34 categories.
Actually, I can press on pins there and just see, yeah, it's over 1,000 pins. So that's all the individual pins there. But they're not grouped. They're just sort of, I think they're just thrown together there. So the boards are an easier place to search through if they're categorized a bit, I think. So yeah, so that's pretty much the bones of it. It gives people a feel anyway of how it works, and yeah, it looks pretty good to say the least. Yeah. So quick quotes. Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff from the vigils too. Like all of the videos are here. For example, the latest vigil, we can drill down into that on the 1st of September. So this is a great place to come to just to have a look at, well, pick any interview you want, and Bill Binney, and just have a look at it at the interview again. So such an easy way to access all the material. It's almost easier than YouTube, where they originally are, because of the way they're spaced out here. Yeah,
absolutely amazing. So, just as a curiosity, how many videos do we have here on the Unity4J I guess the promo videos are separate. Okay, so she's done it by the event, which is actually really helpful.
Mm.
So she has all the vigil content on their own boards. God, it's just amazing. I can't wait to send this to people.
Yeah.
People like Ray McGovern are going to love this. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it.
And then that's all
I'll
the
tell you
vigil.
who else will love it, and that will be Mark Crispin Miller, the media studies professor at New York University, who's been on the vigil several times. He's often contacted me and said, hey, have you got podcasts or the streams, or have you got this, that, or the other thing? And for me to be able to give him the central resource of all of the content is just amazing, absolutely amazing. I can't wait. I'll actually do a mass email and send it to all the guests, because all of the guests are going to absolutely love this.
Mm. And these are all the vigil guests.
Gorgeous supporters of the movement.
Mm. And then you can go to their Twitter account. Yeah. So again, that's a great way of finding out more about the individual speakers. It's pretty cool. I think there's about 84 pins here, so that's about 84 speakers. So that sort of tots up who the speakers are.
It's an ever-growing list too. We've got several more new faces, first-time attendees this month, and also for next month as well.
Mm.
Really remarkable stuff.
And there's Kathy. Yeah, so pretty neat.
Gorgeous photo of Kathy as well.
Yeah. So,
okay, now Fleur is actually with us. Fleur, is there anything else that you want us to pass on about this initiative? What is it that you want from people? What are you the most interested in? What's your preferred method of them contributing information to the project? And to all of the people watching, please let us know what are your thoughts? I mean, yes, this is amazing, incredible, mind-blowing, but what are your thoughts about, the future of this? Do you agree with me that this could really be our public-facing digital asset management program for the movement? Fleur's asking for any suggestions to be posted in the Pinterest Discord channel. So again, to join our Discord server, you want to go to unityforj.com/Discord. In the hash roles channel, you can add the Pinterest roles yourself, and that will show you the hash Pinterest channel, and then you can go and talk to the creator of this resource directly. Her name's Fleur, and you can work with her to expand this. I would love to see this grow from 1,000 to 2,000 to 5,000 to 10,000. I would love to have this be a lasting resource year in and year out for everybody who loves and supports WikiLeaks and Julian.
Mm.
So are all 34 boards displayed on that page, or is there a second page of boards?
No, I think that's all of the boards. So it is. Yeah.
I love the header graphic as well. It's so cool, gorgeous.
Yeah.
So we need followers now, guys. We've only got 22 followers on this. Let's see thousands.
12, yeah.
Let's see thousands, and I will, like I said, I will go and set up a Pinterest account now and follow this, because it's just fantastic.
Mm. Good. Right. So that's an overview, Susie. That's what's
You've done so well. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I know it's so late where you are right now, so I really appreciate you taking the time to come and demonstrate this for us.
Not at all. Pinterest is worth it now. I'm sort of learning a bit about it as I go along myself, so it's a great piece. It's a great piece of software. It'll be very useful now. And fair plays to Fleur. Great piece of work. Yeah. So I'm going to have to.
Okay, so you can exit share screen now.
Okay.
And social media admins, can you please make sure that you, in our scheduled tweets or whatever, share the promo video about this project and the downloadable PDF guide on how to use it and how to contribute to it. And let's really circulate this and grow the following on it. And all of you wonderful supporters of Julian, of WikiLeaks, and of this movement, please find all your favorite content about WikiLeaks and Julian and share it. One of the things I would really like to see grow in particular is I want a huge treasure trove of all of the photos of actions that have been taken in support of Julian, the videos of the banner drops over the highways and the pictures of the chalking all around the world. Let's really expand that section. I know that this Sunday we have the second Unity for J Day. If you check hashtag Unity for J Day on Twitter, you'll see the promos for that. And that will generate a ton more of that type of media, photos and videos of people taking actions all around the world. So let's add that as well and get that in. Right, now, let me have a quick look. I just want to see if our press release that we all finished together on the stream last night is up, because I'd like to show that off to you. And then Bjorn is going to be rejoining us shortly, because I believe tonight we are launching the long-awaited new unityforj.com website. So bear with me 1 second. Kitty, Eben, Bruce, anything you want to say? Now would be a great time. Go for it. You've got a few minutes.
I'm going to head off, Susie. All the best.
Night, night. Thank you so much for your work.
You're welcome. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Claire. The only thing I'd like to say is congratulate Fleur. I've been blown away by this. This is just amazing.
Yeah, that site will be very useful. And it's also good just for people to come in and if they want to inform themselves on WikiLeaks, you know, it's a quick way of going in and just clicking through the site and, you know, checking things out here and there. And they can inform themselves on whatever they're interested in. What's the new artwork that's coming out? What music is there? You know, what articles, if they want to do research on the WikiLeaks site, they can click right to it. I mean, that is just, so it works for researchers as well as the public. And it looks so simple to use. I mean, it's just amazing. So yeah, it's really beautiful. Yeah.
It's really great. And it's going to be really useful to use because it's not very organizational as far as finding pictures and snippets and videos in Discord. But
oh yeah, Discord's a nightmare trying to find anything or organize anything. It really is. I mean, you know, we work.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we work within what we have, but yeah, it's not great.
Kitty, sorry to throw you on the spot while I'm getting Bjorn in and moving on to the next part, but I'm not sure. Did you get to see last night's WikiBeast stream playback?
No, I missed that. I wasn't
there. So last night what we did something absolutely brilliant. We opened our draft of the press release for the vigil for this weekend, and we wanted to really we felt like our writing has been a bit academic and our headlines are very what, where, who, when, why, how, rather than punchy marketing style, you know, draw the reader in language. So we got everybody who was in the chat to work with us to completely rewrite the press release. And we absolutely nailed it. And people were just so active and amazing with their contributions. And we did this brilliant job of it. And it's actually being uploaded to the site now. So I'll show it off to you guys in a few minutes. But it just made me think that we should do the same thing again with the outreach document that we put together we've been sending out to all these organizations, because we talked about how now that it's been a couple months since we wrote it, we need to update it. I was wondering if you want to share screen and take our viewers through what that document currently contains, and then once again, let's get everybody's heads together on how we can improve that, because it's a really important and vital document.
Okay, I'm not sure exactly which one you're talking about. I saw in outreach that there was a document that we were, there was a final.
Correct. So there's two ways that you could access it. One is by going to the outreach email address and checking the sent mail, because you'll see the version that was already previously sent out to some organization.
Oh, okay, that's the one you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. Or there is also a docx and a PDF version of it in the outreach channel. So either of those would be fine.
Okay, well, just 1 second here. I've already got the email open, so let me just take a look.
Because we found last night, like one person would say, hey, why don't we change this line to that? And would be like, great, that's an improvement. And then someone else would say, hey, we could further refine it by changing it to this. And we evolved this press release into, honest to God, the best press release we've ever written or put out for the movement. And so we just found that by bringing like dozens of heads together to work on it, we produced like much better content. So it would be great to do that with the outreach letter.
Yeah, that's that's the direction that a lot of things are going in now, is this whole crowd source or crowd working together approach, and because it's so effective and it's the ultimate in democracy, really.
Yeah, quite a few people said that. They're like, this is democracy. Like everybody's getting to contribute. Everybody's like equal voice, equal standing. It's fantastic. I totally agree. And it's the swarm effect. Like I talked last night about how, the founder of the Pirate Party, also the guy from Bitcoin Cash, his name escapes.
It starts out, to whom it may concern, the Unity for J movement believes in the highest interest of humanity, democracy. Is that the correct? No.
Share it and just screen share and let me have a look at it.
Okay. Let me open it again. Okay.
So to give everyone some background, our research group put together lists of organizations all around the world, like unions, academic organizations, student unions, this type of thing, and religious organizations. And this letter is a document that we put together that we wanted to send these organizations. And I think several hundred have already been sent it previously, but when we wrote it, it was a couple months ago at the beginning of this initiative. Right, let's have a look. Could you make it any bigger? Can you zoom in a bit? Because I'm straining to read that.
Zoom in, let's see. Sorry, I'm just not very familiar with this interface. I don't see a zoom in unless it is at the top somewhere where I can't see it. Optimize share.
Just like zoom in if you can, if there's like a view feature or something.
No, I don't see one, I'm afraid.
Okay, what about, you can't just like control plus on the keyboard or something? You're viewing it in a browser, right?
Is that?
Yeah, there you go.
Is that
there you go.
Okay, now it's off my screen now. I can't see it.
Oh, if it's off your screen, don't worry, because you need to be able to read it. Okay, just scroll, just make it readable to you and read it out to us.
Okay. I'm going to have to make it even smaller, actually. All right, let's see. The Unity for J movement believes it is in the highest interest of humanity, democracy, and as an informed public that we urgently act together to secure the freedom of WikiLeaks founder and publisher, Julian Assange. That's point one. Point two, in agreement with us are notable public figures such as Daniel Ellsberg, John Kirakou, Ray McGovern, David Swanson, William Binney, Chris Hedges, George Galloway, and many others who have appeared at our events. Each of these former whistleblowers, journalists, political figures, former intelligence agents, and activists have expressed their respect and solidarity for both Julian and WikiLeaks, who have for over a decade proven their tireless championing and unwavering convictions towards human rights, peace, transparency, and truth. Should I continue?
Yes, please read through it.
Okay. Our most recent event attracted over 222,000 live viewers, with Twitter analytics showing 153,178,640 impressions for the Unity for J hashtag. The core movement currently numbers 2,800 members, whom are united across political, ideological, and geographical barriers to form a non-violent digital collective in support of both Assange and WikiLeaks. We call upon you to stand up for the fundamental values detailed in the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights and other foundations of international law to join us in ending the horrific treatment of Mr. Assange. Contrary to the misinformation widely circulated by mainstream media, Julian Assange, as the founder and publisher of WikiLeaks, has never been charged with any crime in any country. His only crime has been publishing the truth about outrageous abuses caused by governments and institutions around the world. In retaliation, those corrupt forces are subjecting him to egregious breaches of international law and human rights, in addition to obscene smears against his character. The Sweden extradition case, which has long been used as a convenient excuse to continue, excuse me one sec. Throat's getting dry. The Sweden extradition case, which has long been used as a convenient excuse to continue the abuse of Julian's human rights, was dropped on May 19, 2017. Stockholm's chief prosecutor canceled the arrest warrant less than 24 hours after it was issued, and 4 days later, she outright dismissed the investigation. She then stated on court record that the conduct alleged by the police disclosed no crime at all. Eventually, the Swedish prosecutors received testimony from Assange, as Julian had been trying to meet with the prosecutors for years, and Sweden itself had been trying to drop the case since 2013. On top of that, both of the alleged complainants did not want to press the charges that they claimed the police had falsified. It was even revealed that members of the government communications headquarters were internally calling the case a fit-up, implying that Assange was being framed under false pretenses. Despite the dropped case against him by Swedish authorities, the life and liberty of Julian remains under serious threat. For over 6 years, he has been arbitrarily detained within the Ecuadorian embassy in London. He has no access to sunlight, fresh air, necessary medical attention, or proper exercise. The UN has stated that Assange's unlawful detention is cruel, inhuman, and degrading, and they have twice made rulings for his immediate release. Recently, the newest Ecuadorian president has turned his asylum into an imprisonment that's worse than what the majority of heinous criminals experience. With no access to phone calls, the internet, or even visitors, Assange is enduring a solitary confinement, which legally meets the definition of torture, as it has now exceeded 190 days, with 14 being the legal limit. Even the organization Human Rights Watch has been denied visitation with Julian. Doctors that have examined him warn that his health is in a dangerous condition. They have publicly expressed grave concerns about the mental and physical effects of his isolation from the world and have determined that his current living conditions are inflicting irreparable long-term damage, which could result in his death. There are also reports that Ecuador has the intention of revoking Julian's asylum and handing him over to British authorities. This is in complete violation of his human rights, asylum rights, and his rights as an Ecuadorian citizen under their constitution. Assange was granted asylum to protect him from extradition to the United States of America. Excuse me. Where an unlawful indictment awaits him in retaliation to his publishing activities. One of the potential charges could carry a death sentence, and it is reasonable to assume Julian would be tortured while in custody, as it happened to Chelsea Manning for leaking documents to WikiLeaks. These threats to Assange have not wavered, as American officials have recently described his arrest as a priority. The implications of such actions against a journalist and the precedent that would be set should worry anyone who cares for the future of democracy, the freedom of the press, and human rights in general. If Ecuador revokes Julian's asylum, they would be handing him over to almost certain abuse, torture, further human rights violations, and even potential death. For these means, it's imperative that your organization takes a stand towards freeing Assange, protecting his asylum, and ending further injustices. It falls upon every generation to wage the battles of the previous generations towards preserving hard-won democratic rights and freedoms. This, we believe, is one of the greatest struggles of our generation. And we are steadfast in our commitment to prevent the torture and martyring of Julian Assange by the very governments whose illegal crimes he helped to expose. We're asking you to use your platforms, influence, and networks to make public expressions of solidarity with Julian, taking protest actions, sharing petitions, issuing a press release voicing your concerns for his situation, and/or raising awareness for his cause. It is crucial that organizations such as yours help to build the critical mass needed to achieve these aims.
How much more is there to go, Kitty? How many paragraphs? It's hard for me to see where you're up to because it's really blurry.
I'm on point 12 out of 13 points.
Okay,
almost done. We're asking you to use your platforms, influence, and networks to make public expressions of solidarity with Julian, taking protest actions, sharing petitions, issuing a press release, voicing your concern for his situation, and/or raising awareness for his cause. It is crucial that organizations such as yours help to build the crucial mass needed to achieve these aims, as what happens to Assange will establish a precedent for how governments are allowed to deal with publishers, journalists, whistleblowers, and everyone else that dares to speak out against those who hold power over the powerless. Thank you for your consideration of these important issues. We look forward to working with you in the future. There we go.
Okay, so my 2 cents about that. First of all, it actually seems pretty up to date, unless we want to add like something closer to the top about how this has now become a serious crisis. Maybe if we're going to update it, we want to put something about Rafael Correa's warning, this week, or refer to Jennifer Robinson's statement from last Saturday. That would be the first thing. Second thing is, I'm not sure that we need to have all the stuff about Sweden in, because Sweden has withdrawn.
Yeah, they're not in the picture anymore, yeah.
They're not in the picture anymore, I agree. Now, I remember when we wrote that there were some people that felt that the Sweden stuff was still a major barrier to support for Julian amongst certain areas of the population. And that was why they wanted to address it there. So I think we need to have a think about, do we still need all that Sweden stuff in? Or do we just focus on the fact that there are serious dire warnings, that need to be heeded about Julian's health and his physical condition, and to put those references in? Then the other thing I'd say is that Christine Assange gave us, I think, 5 links that were really important links. They're related to outreach to politicians in Ecuador, UK, and Australia. So I definitely think that we should include those. Now, there must be references at the bottom, right? If you scroll to the bottom of the document, I think there's a whole bunch of references.
Yes, there is. It says source links, and then it gives the paragraphs and lists all of the links.
Right. Right. So those are my thoughts. Now, everybody watching, what are your thoughts? What do you think? How should we be framing this? Bearing in mind that this is going to universities, to unions, and to religious organizations around the world. Also to NGOs. This is also going to NGOs.
Are people able to read it? I've enlarged it a little bit, but I can't scroll it over.
No, it's really tiny, to be honest with you. Can you full screen on your browser by any chance? No?
It is full screen. My browser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me it's really tiny on my browser, like on the stream.
It may be because I have quite a large monitor and it's not, you know, it's not translating well. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, it sounds really good quality.
I'm sorry?
It sounds to be very good quality. I was a bit distracted, sorry, I didn't catch all of it in detail.
Yeah, it's definitely well written.
Yes. The legal limit for torture is 15 days, not 14 days, just to detail.
Oh, so that should be corrected.
Yeah, the actual wording is in excess of 15 days.
Okay, what point was that, I guess? Let's see. I'll just do a search for 15 days or 14 days.
14 days.
Oh, it's not going to do that on the screen. Oh, here it is. With 14 being, okay, so I'll fix that right now. Okay, with 15 being the legal limit. Got it.
Are you doing citations?
Yeah, there's source links at the bottom, which are the citations.
Oh, okay. At the moment, I'm looking at solitaryconfinement.org Mandela rules for that 15 days.
Let me give you guys the link in chat so that people can just open up the document.
Oh, that's ideal.
Yeah, it makes much more sense to do it that
way. Paul's saying maybe a short intro cover letter. We do have a short intro cover letter, so we're emailing them, like they get a couple of paragraphs from us, and then they get the full, referring to the document, and they get this full document.
Okay, so the link is in chat, so if people want to just open that up, then we can go through it. I don't think we need to have the screen shared, right? If they have direct access to the link? Or do you want me to?
Particularly, yeah, it's not very good, the screen share.
Yeah, there wasn't much point to it.
I'll also post this in the Discord. So look at it.
Okay.
We can tweet this out, of course, right?
I'm sorry?
We can tweet out the link. Is that fine? Or is it...
That's up to Susie. I think it's fine. You know, just let us, maybe, you know, just let us know what you're doing while you're doing it. That's all, I guess. Or you could put a message in the message box, and then we could discuss it before we make the change in the document. What do you think? That might be a better approach. There's a chat on the left-hand side that's gray. So if you...
I prefer to do it the way we did last night. So last night we just all talked and chat about what changes we thought should be made and suggested wording and whatnot. And Mackenzie sat there and edited it live. So perhaps, Kitty, if you edit it as per changes. So the first resolution we need to come to is, do we think that we need references for Sweden? Some pretty well-connected people have told me previously that they think Sweden is no longer in the picture. The focus is on UK, Ecuador, and the US, and or Australia. So I'm inclined to agree with that. I think we can probably remove that section. I think we probably need to increase the sense of urgency in the opening paragraphs. In relation to, you know, how dire Julian's situation is now, and the very high profile warnings that have been coming out about that.
Yeah, I think that it would be okay to have maybe one sentence on Sweden, just so that we addressed it quickly. All we have to do is say that the Sweden issue is finished, basically. You know, that Sweden has withdrawn. Sweden has questioned Assange and everything, and I don't know what they did, whether they just withdrew all the charges or all the things that they were considering charging him with.
It was a preliminary investigation. There were never any charges.
Yeah, exactly. The preliminary investigation by Sweden has since been withdrawn. Like
It ended because he was questioned and there was no grounds, or you know, I guess we need to know exactly what the grounds were for them to end it. But if we just have one sentence saying that it was ended and why, that's good enough, because it answers the question in people's minds. And we don't need a whole paragraph going into details, and we don't need to emphasize it in any way, right?
Yes, if you're doing it in one sentence, you need the best reference to it, don't you?
Yeah, we would need a reference. We'd need a source link for it, for sure, still, yeah. And people can go to the source link if they're interested, if they care, you know. But the fact is that everyone's heard of it at this, you know, so it should be there just for that reason, but it should be minimized and de-emphasized because it doesn't matter anymore. It's completely irrelevant to anything. At the same time, if the question occurs to someone, because I know people in Toronto who are part of the left-wing circles who still think he was, you know, he did it. You know, they think he's guilty. They've just automatically decided. You can't even talk to them.
The mainstream media has just done such a good snark job, you know.
Yeah, it's just really bad. So for that reason, I would say let's have one sentence, let's have a source reference, and people can go and look at it if they want to and pursue it. But at least it's addressed, but it's minimized. So
it's a shame because you wrote it really well, that section. I would say the one thing that's really powerful is that prosecutor saying it discloses absolutely no criminal conduct whatsoever. Maybe if you leave that in, that settles it, doesn't it?
Which sentence were you looking at?
The quote from the Swedish prosecutor.
Okay, so the sentence, Stockholm's chief prosecutor cancelled the arrest warrant less than 24 hours after it was issued. And 4 days later, she outright dismissed. Then she stated on court record that the conduct alleged by police disclosed no crime at all. Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. Like, and the rest of it can go. You know, we don't need any.
Yeah, that's sufficient. Yes, I agree. That's sufficient.
So I'll just go ahead and delete it.
Yeah, definitely. I think we want to bring down the length if we can, but we also want to emphasize that this, you know, as we said in the press release that we did last night, it's a deepening crisis. You know, he is in crisis.
Well, now that one thing I would caution us in we do need to emphasize the crisis. I totally agree, but we need to do it in objective language. So we need to keep it factual.
Then we just quote, directly quote from Jennifer Robinson from what she said last Saturday. Exactly. Julian's lawyer, Jennifer Robinson, said on such and such platform on such and such date, and then quote.
Exactly. Yeah. So we could put in, let's see, please, so in agreement with us are, and then our most recent event, we call upon you to stand up. So as right after point, contrary to misinformation, has never, okay, right after point 4, we can add a point here and then renumber from this point down. And here we can put in the quote, From Jennifer Robinson. And what was the specific one that you were referring to?
First, can you pull it, or can someone pull it? It was just from a few days ago.
Was it from the video or was it from an article?
Yeah, it was her. It was, I believe, I saw a Sputnik reported on it, but I don't think they were the only ones.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you mean. This one is dated I think, okay, that's September. That's too far back. Machinations around Julian are a disgrace? No. Let's see if I can find something in the news. It's more recent.
My memory is that it was something particularly relating to like deepening crisis over Julian's health concerns.
Okay. Yeah, I've just done a search on Sputnik, Jennifer Robinson. Maybe I'll add WikiLeaks to that. Assange's defense attorney, oh, here we are, denounces risk to client's health. That's got to be it. Okay, WikiLeaks founder.
There you go.
Okay, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange's health is at risk after being withheld medical attention in the Ecuadorian embassy in the UK since 2012, defense attorney Robinson said Saturday. We are very concerned about his health. He has been locked up. Page jumped. He has been locked up in the embassy for more than 6 years without proper access to medical care. The lawyer stressed her client's wavering health, which she said the embassy is unable to properly moderate due to lack of proper medical equipment and facilities. Yeah, okay. The whole article is her quote. So what we need to do is select, the embassy is select one of these quotes to put in, and then we'll have the link to the article.
What was the opening quote, the first line?
We are very concerned about his health. He has been locked up in the embassy for more than 6 years without proper access to medical care. Said,
I think that's good enough. I'll just stop it there.
Okay.
We are very concerned about his health. He has been locked up for 6 years without medical care.
Okay. I'm going to have to go to a new browser. Just 1 sec.
So what I'd do is I'd find a sentence where we already talk about Julian's health and medical care, and then I'd stick that reference on the back of it. So Julian Assange's lawyers agreed recently stating, quote.
Okay, so let's start with that then. What we want to look at is, okay, let's get back to that page. All right.
Now, something else I would love the viewers to do right now, and that would be to please, if you can think of local unions or NGOs or organizations who you want to see supporting Julian Assange and WikiLeaks, find their contact information and come and put it in to our Discord and the research channel so it can be included on the contact list for the organizations who will receive these letters from us. That would be extremely helpful.
One of the other things that we're doing is we now have a medical doctor on board. We've created a new medical channel, and he's building a contact list of medical organizations internationally, as well as contacts. So if anyone wants to help him build that list, that would be greatly appreciated. If you do come into the research Discord channel and just give me your name and I will pass it on to him. We'll give you the correct role and you can work with him on that. He'd really like some help, so.
Paul has just said that we should include a reference to the Pinterest digital media library. So maybe we could add that like in wherever our signature line is that has our website and social media info. It would actually be great to stick that link in.
Yeah, that would be actually excellent. Yes, it would, for sure. I'll put it right under Facebook because it really is social media here. Okay. Great idea. I know that, there we go. I saw Fleur post that link. So I'm going to add it. I think I'll add it at the top because we want to promote it and it's such a beautiful channel. Oh, come on. Where's my link? Okay, well, the formatting will have to be fixed.
Oh, that's cool. We've got a ton of awesome proofreader people who can do final spelling, grammar checks and formatting.
Yeah, I won't worry about it.
Let's just get the meat in. And also you can post it to Com's channel and get Mackenzie to have a look over it as well. That would be great.
So now I'm going to put in the link as one of our source links. So for paragraph, all the paragraph numbers will have to change now. I'll just put paragraph new.
Okay, no pressure. We've got about 12 minutes to make these changes, and then we are going to be heading into another major demo of a big new project. I guess we talked a bit about it yesterday. If you guys saw yesterday's stream, the website, we're actually going to release and deploy the new site live on stream in the final hour of tonight.
Okay, well, I've done the changes that we've discussed right now. And
so I think one more thing is just to integrate the links that Christine Assange supplied us with, which I think I posted in the Outreach channel previously.
Okay, let me check Outreach. Let's see. Okay, I'm scrolling up, but I'm not seeing anything with links.
No, you guys, I've just got to say too, like, I feel so sorry for our tech guys who are trying to do stuff while, you know, they're in their work day, and our tech support are mostly Europe-based or New Zealand-based and not US-based. We actually really need some American techies to step up and help us big time. So if you have tech skills and you're willing to join Unity4J tech team, can you please go to unity4j.com/Discord and then jump on and direct message any of the mods and ask to be pointed towards the tech director, or you can message him directly. It's at Joe Mangee, JOMANGEE. Talk to him and let him know that you can help, because just basic stuff, pushing things to the website and basic stream related stuff, we would really appreciate some help with. It's on US time, because what I'm finding is that we're doing the streams on Eastern time, but it's like the worst possible time zone for our current tech support. So that would be super, super helpful if we could have some people step up to the plate on that.
Okay, Susie, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing anything in Outreach. Maybe it was in social media. Social media comms?
Actually, I would just check with Mackenzie. She's definitely got them because we were incorporating them into the press release as well. Okay, so I can quickly show you guys the press release that we did last night because it's been published. I'm just going to steal the share screen for a moment. Oh, cool. It's not sharing anyway. And congratulations. Here is the published copy of what we wrote together yesterday in yesterday's Wikipedia stream. So we, oh God, we're doing computer. So here's our cool headline. Not cool, but cool in the sense of much better than the headline that was there previously. Okay, apparently I can't click on my screen without problems. Julian Assange in crisis on eve of 5th Unity for J online vigil. This browser is not coping with this. Hold on a sec. Here we go. The isolation of Julian Assange, publisher of WikiLeaks, continues unabated as his lawyers and the former president of Ecuador, Rafael Correa, warn of deepening crisis for the imperial asylee. These warnings come on the heel of the appointment of renowned Icelandic journalist Kristen Hrafnsson as the new editor-in-chief of WikiLeaks, itself an indication of the dire circumstances at hand. Julian's most high-profile supporters are mobilizing for the 5th Unity for J online vigil in solidarity with the silenced journalist. Guests include the CIA anti-torture whistleblower John Kiriakou, ex-US House of Representatives member Cynthia McKinney, progressive comedian Graham Elwood, and filmmaker Vivian Kubrick. Past vigils in support of this political prisoner have been a great success, drawing in hundreds of thousands of viewers with the amplification of their official Julian Assange and WikiLeaks social media accounts, as well as Julian's mother, Christine Assange. The vigil will commence Saturday, October 6th at 10 a.m. EST and will run until 11 p.m. EST. The Unity for J movement invites all supporters of free speech, press freedom, and human rights to participate in this historic event. Organizer Me said, the astounding pace at which the solidarity movement for Julian Assange has grown is indicative of the universal respect and empathy for this generation's greatest publisher. The greater the jeopardy he is placed in by the powers that persecute him, the more motivated and active his everyday supporters and defenders become. Every supporter who rises to protect him brings our collective hope of justice and freedom one step closer. Spread the word, and then we have our live stream links, website, Twitter, event hashtag, Legal Defence Fund for Julian, support website, Courage Foundation, Twitter list of people to follow for news and media inquiries, address, and then a few links of relevant background information. Now, I think this is the links. These 5 links are the links, Kitty. So step 1 would be to check and see if they are already in the references for your outreach document.
Perfect. Okay. Where is this document located?
So I'm just going to push it to all platforms right now.
Okay.
Okay, it's in.
Perfect.
So anybody who wants to access that, I mean, you'll see it come out of our Unity for J Twitter very shortly because I've just put it in all platforms. But congratulations, that's the first press release that has been written live online by the group. So well done. Very well done. Now, step 2, you guys, with regards to that press release, is to get media to cover it. So take that link to that press release and send it to every single independent media outlet that you can think of and say, hey, cover this. I know for a fact that Scoop NZ, which is a major independent publisher in New Zealand, really major, like every government department and every independent and corporate media in the country follow them. Scoop are, again, for the 3rd month in a row, not only going to publish that press release, but they're also running banner and sidebar ads for our vigil, which is really, really fantastic on their website. So by tomorrow, those will be up. And they're also carrying the stream as well. One of their co-founders told me they'll be embedding the stream to the vigil on Scoop's website. So that's the kind of support that we want from indie media. So go to your favourite, and of course Consortium News will be doing the same. So please go, take that press release and lobby media, particularly independent media, because you're more likely to get a sympathetic ear from them, and ask them to cover it, ask them to write about the movement, ask them to write about the event, send them, links to previous live streams, send them the Pinterest link. And actually, that's a great point. Like, we should, in fact, I'll ask for our press release to be edited to include the Pinterest. I think that all of our communications going forward should include the Pinterest because it's just absolutely amazing. Cool. Hey, Propaganda, I see some more of our people logging on. Hey, you guys. Cool. Okay, so that's really good progress tonight. So we've launched the Pinterest, we've worked on the outreach letter, we've seen that the press release is out and live, and shortly, I think any minute now, we will be able to launch our website. I've just been told by Kathy Vaughan that anyone who uses Facebook, you can go to the Facebook page WikiFlix, and it's all of the films that she had made about WikiLeaks, including the Sydney actions, occupying DFAT, for example, and of course where John Pilger spoke in Sydney and other things like that. So she's asking people to check out WikiFlix on Facebook. Okay, you guys, before I get beyond in here into the website, any questions or any comments? So really our priority for the next 3 days is to make as much noise as possible on social media about the vigil event on Saturday and about Unity for J Day on Sunday. If you don't know what Unity for J Day is, go type hashtag Unity for J Day, one word, Unity for J Day, and you'll be able to see all the different types of actions that people took last month and see what we're up to this month. All the event promo banners and everything are on there. In fact, let's go and have a little look briefly and see what's already there. It's quite instructive for me sometimes just to go and have a look at what's already out in the public and see how well we're doing at circulating stuff. Bingo, here we go. Boots on the ground day for the Unity for J digital army. Print posters and banners right on walls in chalk. Protest in the streets. Join unityforj.com/discord and free Assange. So if we have a look at the media here on this hashtag, photos, we should be able to see some of what was done last month. Like this. This is the UK and US consulates in Wellington and Ecuador too, I'm pretty sure. Oh, here we go. Here's our montage image of all the things that people did for last month's Unity for J Day. There's actually a banner here hanging like over a motorway overpass, which is pretty cool. Oh, this was gorgeous. This was outside the embassy. Free Julian and candles. There's the banner, one of the banner drops. Super cool. Even just see people putting posters on trees. And if you want to be really awesome, you can laminate them so that they're waterproof. another amazing person made Unity for J bookmarks, went to the local library and just put bookmarks in the books. How spectacular is that? And people dressing up their cars and then driving around their cities. Totally awesome. I love the initiative that people show. So fantastic. So yeah, we'll have our second, that was September 2nd, was the one last month. And now we're doing October 7th. We're doing first Saturday of every month is the vigil event, and first Sunday of every month is the Unity for J Day. So we're asking you to take decentralized actions of your choosing all around the world to help free Julian Assange. Propaganda says Wikibees unite. So cool. Okay, let's see if we've got Bjorn in here yet. Yay, here he is. Bjorn, welcome to the stream.
Hello. Hi. It's
Hey.
late at night here.
Hey, I don't know if you got to see the amazing Pinterest stuff.
Oh.
Did you get to see it?
Do you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was listening on another headset and it was some delay. Let's see if I can.
Did you hear about the amazing Pinterest stuff?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really great. So
I'm hoping we can embed it on the site somehow. Give it its own subdomain. Like we have news.unityforj.com. We need like gallery.unityforj.com. They can click on that and get the Pinterest. That would be amazing.
Yeah, we could list it, and then when you click the links, you go to Pinterest.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
I'm actually in the process of transferring the code to the test server.
You still need some time. We can cut to a video if you want.
Yeah, it's going to take a couple of minutes to compile.
Eben, you want to cut us to the, let's see the brake lights and the Kill the Messenger music videos. That'd be great. I'll go and grab a cup of tea and then let's go through the website. Sorry to put you on the spot, Eben, but it would be fantastic. Give us a musical interlude.
my dreams, I walk free in the city streets. 2,500 days plus 50 weeks, doing hard time for these WikiLeaks, trying to bring the truth out. Man, it only gets you heat, and then they gag you. You don't get to speak, and when you get the leak, they try to hit delete. The masses of the masses, they want the shit discreet. That's why my middle finger's up to these sick elites. Free speech, it's the freedom of press. Take your deepest, darkest secrets, never leave them unsaid. If I'm a thief, then I'm a thief for the people you dread. The people up the red, white and blue, you keep them in bed. Seeing the sheep, keep them asleep, deceiving the weak. Keep seeking the leaks till you cease, and I see your defeat until I'm deceased underneath a freezing red sheet. Become a dead man, then I hit the switch and release. When Goldman Sachs is your creditor, you kill the messenger. Stories axed by the editor, you kill the messenger. Pay to play on the regular, you kill the messenger. Need to silence any questioners, you kill the messenger. And outside my window a figure quickly creeps. They dark as night like some motherfucking chimney sweeps. Whiskey with my Mickey keeps dying in my kidneys weak. Silence of my risky tweets is what the grand jury seeks. I'm wanting peace like 7 years in Tibet. Now rest in peace like 7 years under threat. Cause I've released 7 vaults. They upset, they under the right sentence, but the US still insists to rest. I guess it's a sin to take the truth and disseminate. MLK to Gandhi, take aim and eliminate. And I don't say I'm great, just wanna say what's fake. But if they kill me, a million others will take my place. The CIA's post like a knife the sharpest. All hypocrisy, lies, and heartless. They want to stop me, my life make my heart quit. Cause democracy dies in the darkness. When Goldman Sachs is your creditor, you kill the messenger. Stories axed by the editor, you kill the messenger. Pay to play on the regular, you kill the messenger. Need to silence any questioners, you kill the messenger. When the vote count is irregular, you kill the messenger. You caught spying on a senator, you kill the messenger. Removing voters from the register, you kill the messenger. Need to silence any questioners, you kill the messenger. In my dreams, I walk free in the city streets. 2,500 days plus 50 weeks, doing hard time for these WikiLeaks, trying to bring the truth out. Man, it only gets you heat, and then they gag you. You don't get to speak, and when you get the leak, they try to hit delete. The masses of the masses, they want the shit discreet. That's why my middle finger's up to these sick elites. Playing on the regular, you kill the messenger. Free speech is the freedom of press. Take your deepest, darkest secrets, never leave them unsaid. If I'm a thief, then I'm a thief for the people you dread. The people want the red, white and blue, you keep them in bed. Seeking the sheep, keep them asleep, deceiving the weak. Keep seeking the leaks till you cease, and I see your defeat until I'm deceased underneath a freezer red sheet. Become a dead man, then I hit the switch and release. Goldman Sachs is your creditor. You kill the messenger. And outside my window a figure quickly creeps. They dark as night like some motherfucking chimney sweeps. Whiskey what my Mickey keeps, dying in my kidneys weak. Silence of my risky tweets, what the grand jury seeks. I'm wanting peace, like 7 years in Tibet. Now rest in peace, like 7 years under threat. Cause I've released 7 vaults, they upset, they ended the rape sentence. But the US still insists to rest. I guess it's a sin to take the truth and disseminate. And okay to Gandhi, take him and eliminate. And I don't say I'm great, just wanna say what's fake. But if they kill me, a million others will take my place. The CIA's post like a knife the sharpest. All hypocrisy, lies, and heartless. They want to stop me, my life make my heart quit. Cause democracy dies in the darkness. Cause democracy dies in the darkness. You kill the messenger. You kill the messenger. Democracy dies in the darkness.
Feeling cold now, but got the heater on. Feeling sold out, even though I'm keeping strong. But can I hold out when every bit of freedom's gone? They want me rolled out, never to sing freedom song. I wanna see the sky, I wanna feel the rain. But gotta keep away from windows, that's some window pane. It's just a shame, couldn't have planned out all our dreams. Now I scream. Cause there's a man in the machine, but the train is off the tracks, and damn, it's losing steam. I wanna call Christine, I haven't seen since 013. I'm missing life like 3 strikes each night. Seems like 3 nights ain't right. Can't fight, space light, hate life. Wanting to be snake-like, shedding off this gray life. In the dark, can't make light. But where I'm headed now is brake lights. Where I'm headed now, they break lights. Counting days like brake lights, feeling weight like brake lights. Had a great life, brake lights, brake lights, brake lights. Out of place like brake lights, in my face like brake lights. Counting days like brake lights, brake lights, brake lights. Sit here asking, what have I done? If these strings were cut, I'd see my son. And if I could just fly from this place, then I'd hold you in my love embrace. And if I could just speak to you now, I'd renew my vow and be in the now. Is this me in the now? Wanna remove stress from your brow and pay you back some way somehow. But it's painted black, can see the way back now. But how's the house and how's your mom? I doubt the way the media portrays me makes you hate me. But to think you see that daily makes me crazy, that just ain't me.
This is without a doubt going to be this generation's Free Mandela movement. Every single generation must fight again the same battles that previous generations have fought.
Brake lights, counting days like brake lights, brake lights, brake lights, brake lights, brake lights, brake lights. Brake lights, brake lights, brake lights.
Hey everyone, we are back. Thank you so much for your patience. Bjorn, can you hear me okay? Oh, you're muted. There you go. You're still showing as muted, Bjorn.
You need to unmute yourself, Bjorn.
Myself. There it is.
Yay, there you go. Hi.
Okay, hi.
Progress report.
Yeah, getting there, but there are a few issues still. So I think it's gonna be another hour before I have it ready.
Okay, so
yeah.
So we are actually finishing the stream. We're scheduled to finish the stream in 43 minutes time. We have done a lot today already, and we have another stream scheduled for tomorrow. So would you prefer to do the deployment tomorrow? Will you be available tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll be available, and if we're gonna do it with an audience, well, I think we'll have to postpone to tomorrow.
Okay, cool. I'm totally fine with that. Okay, so in the meantime, what would you guys like to do tonight? One of the things that I was thinking about today is that we have what 80, I think someone said 84 before guests who have appeared on the Unity for J live vigils, and I know over the last month that a lot of them have been targeted with pretty nasty messaging and what I would consider to be propaganda. And I was thinking today, like, for all of, they get invites every month and they get information about the movement, but how often do they really get, like, thank yous and support? And so I was thinking it would be really, really nice for you guys to jump on and, like, pick your favorite guest and just say thank you for participating in Unity for J, thank you for caring about Julian, thank you for using your profiles and your platforms to support the movement and to support press freedom and human rights, and really show them some love. I think it would be a really beautiful thing for them, because there are so many people who've taken their time out to make this movement what it has become. It really has been a group effort and something that none of us could have done alone. And so I really just every time I think we see a hateful message from some random person, I'd like to send 5 more positive messages, 5 more messages of solidarity and love and promoting this cause and promoting this movement. Any of our other people, so that's my last request for you guys tonight, is if you could please just send some love to everyone, put some love out there into the world, particularly to the Unity for J guests. That would just be really awesome, and I'd deeply appreciate it. Eben, Bruce, Kitty, any of you guys got anything else you want to say? Otherwise, I think we can finish up early tonight and come back and do a super website special tomorrow for the deployment.
Well, I'll just say goodbye, and well, everyone should promote the Pinterest site. Everyone should be tweeting about the Pinterest site. I think that's going to be really important, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the new website tomorrow. And goodbye.
Yeah, if you go back and watch the session from yesterday, like WikiBees session number 4, you can kind of cheat and see, you'll be able to see quite a bit of the website already. It's just that tomorrow we're hoping to actually push it live, which will be a really big deal for us, because this is something we've been wanting to do for a very long time. And then also tomorrow we'll try and scrape together any of the missing content and get it up as well. So that would be cool. Thank you to everyone who's been so active on the Discord, and I know there's a million different things going on at the moment. It's a really high intensity time. I would really, Bjorn's sending me a sneak peek. Bjorn, if you're going to send me a sneak peek, why don't you just share screen and sneak peek for everyone? You're muted again. Come on, that's the whole beauty of these work sessions, is that people get to see stuff before it happens. On WikiBees, they get to be one step ahead of what's being pushed out into the public arena. So unmute yourself and show us. Eben, can you unmute?
Yeah,
oh, there you go.
Finally. Okay, let's do it. I'll share this. These menus keep disappearing from Zoom.
I think you need to mute. Have you got the stream playing in a browser window? I think you should mute it. because I can hear the feedback.
Yeah, it's another speaker here. It's from my phone, actually. Stop that. And this one. That away. Okay, so that window you're using, I haven't been using Zoom before, so there was share screen. Yeah, I found it.
Desktop 1.
Oh, but I can't click it. It's disabled. Back to meeting. Here we go. Share. Now it's happening. And double click maybe. Do you see anything now?
Yep, we see the existing website.
Yeah. So, do you like it?
I'd like to see the back of it.
Okay. Let's do this then. I'm gonna take away some stuff. See if I can just. Yeah. Let's just leave it there. And we're gonna get this. Like that. And I think it's there. What happens now? No, that's not right. There we go. Unity for J. Okay, there's no S yet. Yeah, by the way, that's something I've also been setting up because you don't have SSL on the website.
That is strange because we did have at the beginning, it was HTTPS.
Yeah. So here's something. I don't know.
Oh.
As you can see, I've split it into 2 lines like we talked about yesterday.
Yes, I certainly can, and I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. The only thing is we're going to have to change the color of the buttons.
Yeah,
the menu colors are fantastic. That is, to my eyes, that's phenomenally beautiful. There's just not enough differentiation between the button colors and the
These up here, these are you almost don't see them, but I haven't had time to tweak the colors yet.
But that menu looks shit hot.
Yeah, it's good. And of course,
what do you think, Kitty? What do you think,
the
Bruce?
loading is quite cool as well.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, and I love the effect where it expands. You know, the image starts out small and then comes out and expands. And the design is so clean.
Oh, right.
You know, one of the things that I hate about a lot of the current websites is that the designs are so messy and cluttered, and there's just too much there. But this is clean, easy to read, draws your attention immediately, beautiful. Are you a professional UX designer, Bjorn?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I can tell. It is stunning.
But there's stuff left to do. Like
I love the top menu. My God, I love it.
But also like the nice little details with it.
Taking a little bit. That's the only thing I can see.
Yeah, the buttons here are almost not visible.
It's great though. Like you totally nailed the contrast between the 2 menu bars. I absolutely love the contrast on those. So don't touch them. It's just the join. It's just the button color that has to change.
Do you see the highlighting of the images as well?
Yeah, gorgeous.
So, and I took away the occupation and role stuff because I haven't had time to fill all that information in.
Yeah, it's actually better, I think, to have it with just the name, and then we click on them and we get their info anyway.
Yeah, and another thing, I was thinking a lot earlier today about how we're going to edit the information, because dropping people into JSON files and text formats and so on, that's not going to work. So I've put together an authentication user role system so that the editors can actually log in. And the solution then would be for if you want to edit Father Dave and you're logged in, you just click him and then you get a form up. So you basically get the same information as a regular user, except that you get editable fields. So it looks almost the same, it's just that you can edit the information. And then you can do it directly on the site. You just click on someone and edit the information and close the window and it's saved.
Fantastic.
It's instead of using these files and taking, yeah, that's kind of a mess. So yeah, and also like I was talking to Fleur about when they're having these, she has these tables with an overview of all the people, and kind of strange to talk with this thing on my head. She has these tables with an overview of all the participants and so on, and then it's easy to see who's missing information. And you can't see that from this kind of view. You can't go around and click on everyone and see if something's wrong. It's much easier with a table. So I'm going to set up tables for people like her, so she can get an overview and add just like in a spreadsheet.
Love it.
Looks amazing.
Okay. Yeah, scroll us right down to the bottom for a sec. What's in the footer?
Yeah. Let's go down there.
What's that button right down the bottom on the bottom left? Fleur's very happy. She's saying she will love that.
That's good. Is there a button here somewhere? I can't see.
I thought I saw one on the bottom left.
Oh yeah, there is the. There may. I think that Zoom takes away a part of the screen. Yeah, at the bottom left there is a. If I can, maybe it comes up. There it goes. Yeah. Let's get
So
it
are
up.
any of the other pages any further progressed yet on the menu bar?
Yeah, like before, nothing happened when you click the menu. But if you click it now, you go to the actual page, except that this is just the old HTML from the other pages. So I haven't put in the new elements there yet. And some of these are some stuff.
Cool.
I'm not sure if you've seen that actually.
This doesn't matter to anybody but me, probably, and maybe Susie would be interested. But what are you using? What language are you using to build the website?
It's PHP in the back end.
Okay.
And JavaScript in the browser. And we're using some. Actually, now I actually have quite a big list of tools.
Yeah, you don't need to go into all of them. I was just curious.
There's one thing. I was talking earlier about the translations. I wonder if there is an online example. How do I get this? Move to bottom. I can do that. And I was talking about a piece of software called PoEdit.
Right.
That's just one piece of software you can use to edit these translations with. But there is, isn't it called Poodle? Yeah, there it is.
Oh, cool.
So this one is also open source, and it has some really big benefits compared to installing translation software locally. This one also supports the same translation software or formats that we use, but it's open source and it's web-based, and it already has team support where you can have a manager that approves the translations, and you can give people access and they can go in and come with translation suggestions and so on. And you get statistics and overview of how much is translated, how much is left, and so on.
Wow, that's
and we can run this in the backend on the same server as we have the website on.
Right.
So whenever a translator approves a translation, it's immediately deployed to the site. I was hoping there was a demo here. No. That would be...
So for the 1.0 deployment,
Sorry?
so for the 1.0 deployment of the new website, we're going to have the stream, which we've got at the top, the participants, which we've got. We're going to have the about us and contact details on the contact page. So is the contact page done?
Contact page contains...
I mean, it can be done in 5 minutes. It's just,
that's
only,
just copy and paste. So
exactly.
The bigger things are actually like with this menu. Now it contains access restrictions and so on. So we can hide menu items. We can make them available only to people who are logged in and so on. So it's the menu looks almost the same as yesterday, but there's so much work behind it.
Yeah, of course.
But of course. And of course, nobody's ever going to see it, but it's going to be really cool for us when we use it.
Yeah, of course, it's great. So I'm just thinking about the social buttons. What I'd do with the social buttons is I wouldn't have actual buttons. What I would do is I would pull the actual logos, the native logos for each of the socials, and then place it directly onto the bar. So have the Twitter be the blue bird, and have the Facebook be the like dark blue Facebook logo, and have the G+ be the red G+. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes it more recognizable to people, and I really don't think those need to be buttons. They just need to be linked logos, basically, linking directly to the Uni4j account. So that's my first piece of advice.
I think those are actually inverted. I think they're supposed to be the actual logo. And another thing about them, I'm not sure if you're thinking about using them for sharing, because or if they're going to lead to the Uni4j Facebook page, Uni4j Twitter, and on the actual items, we can have buttons for sharing.
That makes more sense to me. So what I would expect as a user to be on that top bar would be like I click on Twitter and it takes me to Uni4j Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
And I click on Facebook, it takes me to Uni4j Facebook.
Yeah.
But absolutely, we have share buttons, and then have like the full like whatever 20 options, you know, for sharing, share by email, share by SMS, or whatever, you know, all the different things you can have.
Yeah. So we can have
the
that
more,
on.
The more options, the merrier. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And under that stream embed right there, we're going to replicate the links from the current site, right?
Yeah.
Like previous event, next event, whatever it was. There was like 3 options there.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now, one question, if you scroll up, can we fit United in Solidarity with Julian Assange on one line?
On the at the topmost bar, yeah. Now.
No.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Here?
I can see we're definitely not going to get the slogan in the top bar like we had wondered about.
Yeah, the thing is that as soon as it shrinks a little bit, there's not going to be room.
Yeah, it's going to bump anyway. It's 2 lines. Fair enough. I see. Cool. The text is greatly improved, in my opinion. It looks much nicer like that. It looks much more in keeping with the logo on the stream there. Really good. Very good.
I also noticed that I had included all the Uni Neue fonts.
Great.
And we only have the license for she said bold, I think.
Yeah, she said we need to use the bold one. That's true.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Cool.
The other fonts are free anyway. So.
Cool. So what I do with the join and the donate button is I wouldn't actually attempt to keep them within this color scheme at all. I would actually put like bright green or something on the back of the donate, because you want it to be like green like a go light, right? And then have the join be like one of the social colors, like what I'm trying to say is like the join and the donate buttons don't have to be, and nor should they be, the same color.
Oh, that didn't have any effect.
Do you have the branding guideline on hand?
Yeah, on the other computer. Actually,
Write it really quick. Yellow, that's what we need. There's a yellow in there. Yeah, so have one button be green and one button be yellow. And it doesn't matter. It's actually, yeah, now we're talking. Okay, that's exactly, now we're talking. Except the green should be the donate.
Yeah.
Or I guess you can make the donate gold, perhaps. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should the donate be yellow and the join be green, or should the join be yellow and the donate be green? Generally speaking, you want the go to be on the donate.
I got the color list here. So, yeah, there are many options when it comes to color.
The other thing I wanted to suggest was that those icons for social media, they go to our website, and then we have a share icon that allows you to add whatever number of sites you want. You know that sideways V that you see on a lot of websites. That's a share icon.
Yeah, you click it and then it expands and has.
Exactly, because that's more flexible. Like even for ours, we don't just have Facebook, Twitter, and Google. We are so expanding. We've got the Pinterest. We've got, Reddit. We've got. I can't even remember all of them. I think there's like 10 or 15 social media sites.
Yeah. Just look in Discord. There's a whole lot.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if there's a way of even listing those ones for us in some kind of a list instead of.
Read the socials. Let me just show you something real quick. Since we like stealing design elements from my internet party design, with our socials, we actually have, so when you mouse over, it shows the native color. So you mouse over Facebook and you get the Facebook blue. You mouse over Twitter and you get the Twitter blue. So that's another way that you can do it.
Yeah, you have to highlight that you're pointing at it. Of course, on mobile that wouldn't have any effect, but
oh no. But
it's
on
cute
web,
on the computer.
yeah, it's super cool. And again, this is the same idea of you not needing, the buttons for these functions don't have to actually match anything else on the site, because that's what draws your eye to them, is that they're different from everything else.
But the colors shouldn't scream. I mean, they have to match somehow, but not be the same color, of course.
Yeah, they have to be coordinated, color coordinated is the word.
Well, I think that green that you just used looked really great. To me, that looked like excellent. Go ahead and screen share again.
Yeah, here we go.
That really is a stunning website.
Fleur says red is the color of action, but red is also a barrier. It's also like people interpret it like with stop. So
Yeah.
like if it was like a take action button, you would want that to be like maybe. But can we get a gold color for donate or yellow? There's a specific yellow in our branding template.
Yeah,
so I would suggest using that.
I downloaded it because I saw somebody posted it just today on Discord, and I hadn't gotten it before. Let's see if I can find it here.
It should be pinned in graphics templates. Oh, here we go. They posted.
Found it. Yeah.
You got it.
Yep.
Okay. If you open that up.
Yeah. Okay. So there's the yellow. Yeah.
Can you show us on the screen?
See if I can. How do I turn off screen sharing here? Stop share. There we go. Okay.
I'm not sure we're going to be able to. No, we can't see the colors that way.
So, well, I could blow it up a lot, but no, you can't.
Yeah, it just looks like orangey browny crap. Like
It's actually called Unity Yellow.
Yeah, that's it. I knew there was some reason I should remember the name of it.
And we have Protest Red.
Yeah, red, in my opinion, red should be used very carefully in web design.
Danger.
Exactly.
But we have to think about whether the share button should be green and join be yellow. Depends on what's most urgent.
What's your mouse over color? What's your mouse over color on the? What's your hover color on the menu?
I don't think there is one.
Can you show me? Yeah, you had it yesterday.
On these?
No, below that.
Oh, below.
Yeah,
oh,
there you go. That's what your
that's
what your share button should be. Your share button should be on the highlight. Should be the highlight color from the menu.
Yeah, and dark text. So switch around,
So
basically.
can you stick the donate button in Unity yellow and see what it looks like?
Yeah. And we allow cookies. There's a button. Let's just edit it right here. That's the one. And that was. And 18. So, okay, a bit flashy. Maybe we should.
Open it up in full screen.
Yeah, just a second. Okay, the font is a bit fat. It's a bit too bold.
Yeah, the black text isn't doing it for me with the join in white. Try just put it in white and see what.
Here again, and just do that. Now, when it's small, it's a bit. It's not difficult to read, is it?
It is difficult to read. White on yellow is not going to work for the text.
Yeah.
Try
what about putting the text in the dark green? Because
Yeah.
the green and gold works really well.
Yeah, the green is perfect, I think.
Yeah, green and gold looks awesome.
I think I'd like to.
It's Australian colours too that we're using right there. That's literally Australian national colours.
The green from the background is what I'm thinking. I don't know what CC.
Yeah.
No,
It needs to be darker on the yellow button.
Yeah.
on the yellow button, if you
be a
use
dark
the green
green
from the
text.
background.
I have the colors here on the other computer. There we go. So we could go for. What was that? 20. All right. 8, 7, and 45 is one. We should use something darker. But what we can do then is just to pull it down a little bit to something. I don't know if you can. I can probably expand this a bit.
Oh, there you go. Now we're talking. That looks great.
So, but there's a green line around this one now. That doesn't work. But
What about the same color as the background tab? Like the tab in the background?
Yeah, I agree. But green on gold definitely works.
Yeah. But I think if it matches that background
Yep, I agree.
tab there, that'll be perfect.
I'm gonna sit and tweak a little bit on those colors and make them fit. Even this green one isn't. It can be tweaked a little bit so it fits better.
More of a forest green would probably work.
It's here. There.
You can darken
There's so
it
many
up.
nice tools. I can actually pick colors from anywhere around there.
You just need that softer green.
There you go.
Something in between there.
Can't you just use the hex on it? Just use the same hex as the menu.
Well, as the text there, you mean?
You know what? I think it looked better in the other green. It's
Yeah.
harder. It's harder to read, Kitty, when it's in that, like when it's in the menu green.
Okay, I didn't see what he did. He change?
Yeah, use the other green. Yeah, he just did what we asked, but it would it needs to darken up a little bit.
Yeah, maybe if it
that's more
matches
like
the green of the button on the left.
Yeah, exactly. Use the green from the join button because then they look like they're actually belong together.
That?
Okay, yeah.
Just a little bit darker, I think.
Yeah, a bit darker. A bit darker to make it easier to read.
Tiny little bit. And
I'm very happy with the green and gold. I think the green and gold looks fantastic.
Yep, they do pop out.
Yeah, that's great. They're both they're legible and they're catchy and they're wonderful.
And these are very anonymous on the side, so I have to make them visible as well.
Fleur and Bruce are asking if we can swap them so that the green is donate and the gold is join.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well because joining is more urgent and yellow is more urgent. Green is money, isn't it?
Yep.
So
it's money and it's go. It's like go do now.
So we can try. I can actually try to switch them right away, just to see how that looks. Okay, I'll fix that. Over there. Color. There. And this one's gonna get right here, don't I? Do that and so this green color in Bootstrap is called Success. And it had white, and this one needs some greenish text. So that.
Okay, sorry to be a pain in the ass, but I liked it a bit the other way around. Bruce and Fleur, what do you think? Yeah, I liked it better the other way around because it's green and gold. It should be green and gold, not gold and green.
Well, maybe we could swap the order of the buttons then.
It's always greener on the other side.
Yeah, donut has to be second. Yeah, I vote put it back how it was before, personally.
Okay.
Okay, now that we've dealt with that incredibly serious issue.
You know what they do when they're testing this out in big scale, right? You can serve the website with 50-50 with the colors one way and the other 50% the color the other way. And then you see on the statistics if it affects which ones people click.
Yeah.
But we can try the other way around and see how that looks.
Yeah, to me it was definitely better with the green than the gold.
Yeah, I'll try that. What do you think about the font as normal instead of bold?
Well, we need to use the font that we purchased. So I think that's just...
this one is actually free. This is Roboto, I think. I don't... It's completely mistaken. Let's see. Font family Roboto. Yeah, so we can use this one whatever way we want. On my Mac, it looks it looks a bit it blurs into each other, the letters, but maybe it's just my Mac.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it on a Mac, and it doesn't stand out a lot, to be honest with you.
You see the difference?
That's more legible now, that one.
Yeah, that's normal.
Put it back on the other. Ah, it's only on the, I'm looking for the changes on the menu. It's not affecting the menu, it's only on the buttons.
Only on those two buttons, yeah. So that's bold and that's normal.
Bold one more time.
Bold was definitely better.
Yeah, bold is easier to read.
Yeah.
There?
Yeah, bold is more legible.
It's fine on my desktop, or maybe it's Zoom that changes something here.
It's possible. It's really possible. This is not the ideal way to be doing this, actually.
No, but it's fun.
It's definitely fun. It's definitely fun. This is
Web design live.
Yeah, not ideal. Okay, so about us and contact, the options under the stream, and that's our 1.0, right? Am I forgetting anything? Media, press releases, and yeah, what have you got in media so far?
Well, we have these. Where are they? These things are the press releases, and there's probably been something since the 5th of September, hasn't it?
There's one that Joe just hasn't made the button for that's just gone out today.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the last one.
There's one more that will appear like sometime in the next couple of hours.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the file already. It's already, we've got the URL to the file for it. It's just he hasn't put the button in yet.
On these press messages, do we have?
Now do you want to copy the Internet Party that like JavaScript that we have for the presentation of press releases, communications, and other stuff?
Yeah, I was just wondering, do we supply images with these press releases?
Embedded in a PDF.
Yeah, we do.
But it's embedded in a PDF. So the image won't appear on the page?
Yeah, exactly. But
what I'm wondering is, can you just pinch the functionality from the Internet Party page and just literally stick it in here and then just populate it? Because that would save you having to build the page.
Yeah, but I don't really have to build the page. But what I was thinking is to put the press releases maybe in something similar to the participant page. If there are images relevant supplied with
there aren't images relevant to a specific, like they're all very
general logos and stuff.
Yeah, it wouldn't stand out enough to make it a gallery.
Well, then it's better as
unfortunately.
Just a list.
But what I'm talking about is the accordion effect.
Yeah.
That like accordion style JavaScript, where you mouse over and it highlights. So you have a list of press releases, you mouse over, it highlights, you click on it, it drops down into a synopsis, and then it has click here to download full PDF. So it's under news.
News. Yeah, these.
Yeah, so you mouse over and see that I love this. This whole like mouse over and like how it stays like lit and stuff is so good.
Mm.
And then see, it does have event images at the bottom.
Yeah.
But just the click to download PDF functionality is like really important.
Yeah.
It should show at the bottom of them.
So I have so many nice ideas and plans for things to do later. Hopefully we'll save Julian before I get around to do that. But
if you want this code, Joe has it. So then all you have to do is take, I mean, you can probably, maybe you don't even need it from Joe. You might just be able to actually take it yourself.
Yeah, this isn't, it's not hocus pocus. It's quite, it's simple, just the expanding thing. It's just a list, but it contains the rest of the document.
It's the combinations of elements that I really like the tabulation at the top.
Yeah.
The tabulation for the different types of documents, and then the accordion effect on the menu, and then the mouse over highlight, and then the download PDF functionality at the bottom. So it's those like the combination of those 4 elements I think is really powerful.
Yeah. So another thing that we're gonna have is that the content in the middle of the window here is gonna load without loading the whole page. So for instance, now if I switch to another page, You see the whole thing loads all over again. But I'm gonna load just the content in the middle, so the page stays the same, and it's just, you can fade in and fade out, or fade out and fade in the content in the middle when you switch menu items.
Right, so you're not actually having to load a separate page. Oh, that's ideal.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Then it becomes like a dashboard effect.
Yeah. So you're just switching what you're looking at instead of loading a different page.
Very cool.
So something like this.
But this whole backlighting thing, I'm really down with that. I really like it. I like the inverted colors as well. Like when you select a different tab, the colors invert. Like that's really awesome too.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the tabulation, I meant, not on the accordion.
Oh yeah, on this one, yeah.
Yeah, so like the colors
Just
invert.
highlighting. Absolutely. So, but we don't need all that to just get going. We just need to copy the lists and make it look nice for now, and then we can add those fancy features later.
Okay, can we have a quick...
We'll have to put up a prioritized list somewhere that we can discuss what to do first, because there are so many things we can do.
Right, but just in terms of like 1.0, we're just literally going to replicate existing functionality, right?
Yeah.
And then we can release the other sections one by one.
Yeah. So I'm going to take away the menu items here that we don't have content for. Like, there's no point in having Spanish until we get someone to translate the rest of it. And so on.
We actually have a massive amount of Spanish speakers on hand, so we could probably get that done in fairly short order, I'd say. But we need to finalize the site content before we can expect people to translate it.
So I'll just take away those that aren't ready.
Okay, so the About Us, can we have a quick look at the blurb, Kitty, while you're here, and then we'll finish up the stream. I would just want to have a look at it and see if we need to upgrade it. I would like to reduce the size of it as well, because I think it's probably a bit too wordy.
You mean this one? No, that's about the event.
Yeah. Is it really about the event? I think it's like about Unity4J, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but there was only one event probably when it was written, so Unity4J was an event.
Let me have a look. Full screening. It has been months since Julian's internet access and visitation rights at the embassy were abruptly revoked by the Ecuadorian government. In response, supporters swiftly organised Reconnect Julian, a 10-hour-long online vigil event where friends and supporters of Julian came together to speak for the voiceless. We're now once again organising a massive event in support of... Yeah, that already reads badly. This collaboration. Oh, so this is obviously written when we were doing the first Unity4J event, an upcoming series of events taking place on the first weekend of each month. So yes, this needs to be rewritten, Kitty. The stakes go far beyond Assange's personal rights and freedoms. Recent diplomatic and legal actions regarding WikiLeaks and its emissaries have enormous potential to set a dangerous precedent spelled incorrectly regarding press freedom and the publication of secret or suppressed documents in pursuit of an informed public and representative accountability. How long a sentence is that?
Well, I have a suggestion.
4 lines?
It worked really well to have this collaboration on the press release yesterday. So maybe if we just put things together and get
tomorrow's project is to rewrite this.
And we can edit it live online.
And upload it live here.
Yeah, we don't have to, I can edit it live where it is, and while you talk and decide, I can just edit the text.
Cool. I think it's a good idea. We need to cut it down by 50%, I think.
Yeah. Because there are so many good ideas that come up when we do this openly.
I agree. Yesterday was fantastic for that. Really, really great. Okay, we may even have an event schedule shortly. So, and then what about the schedule? Are you going to like use the current?
No, I'm putting a slideshow in the top. What's it called? A carousel with the 3 next upcoming events.
Yeah.
and they're just gonna scroll, like switch between each other. And below, I'm putting calendar.
Right, but we still will need to have event schedule.
That's built into the calendar system, actually. Let's see if we can get an example up here. Which one is it? And I think it's actually this one or the other one.
Bruce has just said that Unity4J has grown to become so much more than just the vigil events now, and he's right. When we wrote that text, we were writing just about online vigil events.
Yeah.
But he's absolutely correct that it's about so much more than that now.
I was hoping I had an example here. On the calendar. Yeah, I don't have it here. I'll have to look a little bit to find it. But anyway, it has, there we go, demo. Okay, so maybe it's not shown here. No, it's not. This calendar, this looks stupid, by the way. You don't see what anything is, but it can show things in many different ways. It's just configuration. And it also had very nice schedule view that I saw somebody had used. That could be used for like online vigils and so on, where you have a listing of the participants on the left, and you see the times when they get on and when they're done, and you can get an overview of the whole schedule.
Scroll up a little bit, please.
Yeah, this is the top. But this isn't the one, the example I was looking at. It looked much better and it looked perfect. But it also has month view and all the other things. But on the other one, it isn't this one. So
I don't see how we can put the event schedule in. I mean, I think we're confusing the, like, we have the promo carousel at the top, absolutely. We have the event calendar, which will be like 3rd of October, Wikibees, 4th of October, Wikibees, 5th of October, Wikibees, 6th of October, online vigil, 7th of October, Unity4J Day. But somewhere we need to have something like this. And with 26 guests and all the information within.
Well, I think the day view on the calendar might handle that. So if you
really, because it's so much information.
Well, the day view just gives you the hours, and then you have a whole line where you can put the information.
And you have to remember that it will show your time. So when you enter the list, you don't have to see UTC, EST, PST.
What about toy users, though?
Toys?
Toy users. Yeah, we have a lot of people who will be like looking, and you know, their IP is going to say they're in fucking Namibia.
Oh, that's no problem. You can have a time zone selector at the top.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But then you save a lot of space. I mean, 90% of what's, I don't know if you can see, it's very dark here, but 90% of what's on this page is not relevant to me. I need to see the guest, the moderator, and the time where I am.
Yeah.
So that means
the calendar should automatically pick up your local time, right?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem.
You don't have to even worry about that.
But that's why we're saying there needs to be a selector, though, because if they're a toy user, it's not going to show their correct local time.
I see. Okay.
And I mean, if they,
no problem.
So ditto if they're using Tails or another operating system like that. So
right.
Yeah. So and also if you want to tell
the moderator that you need, and that will fit easily into that day view style.
Yeah, when the okay, here's one thing we can do. Maybe I can see it here. There's no point in searching the web right now. I have it on the other computer. But the point is that if you're talking to someone and you want to tell them when it starts in their time, you just choose Berlin, and then you can see when each participant gets on in Berlin, or choose EST. So you don't need to show everything at the same time.
Okay, guys, we are 7 minutes over now. So
Sorry.
I would really like to wrap because it's 6 a.m. No, don't say sorry. It's good. I appreciate you coming on again and doing this. So tomorrow night, let's rewrite the site copy and let's launch as much of it as we can.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then remember that next week is break week. So we will have nothing for an entire week, which will give me a lot of time to do a lot of organising, thank God. And then we will have 3 weeks of WikiBee sessions and then the November vigil and Uni for J Day. Cool. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here with us and doing this with us. I really appreciate it.
I'm just happy to be able to help.
It's really wonderful. Any last words, guys, before I turn into a pumpkin?
Good night.
Good night, everyone. It was a wonderful session today.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's really great. Okay, make a lot of noise, you guys, for the vigil on Saturday, please, and Unity for J Day on Sunday. And we will see you for the last WikiBee session of the week tomorrow night, 8 p.m. EST until 11 p.m. EST. Same time, same place, same back channel. Night, everyone.
Our number one enemy is ignorance. And I believe that is the number one enemy of everyone, is not understanding what is actually going on in the world. It's only when you start to understand that you can make effective decisions and effective plans. Now, the question is, who is promoting ignorance? Well, those organisations that try to keep things secret, and those organisations which distort true information to make it false or misrepresentative. In this latter category, it is bad media. It really is my opinion that the media in general are so bad, we have to question whether the world wouldn't be better off without them altogether. They're so distortive to how the world actually is, that the result is we see wars and we see corrupt governments continue on. One of the hopeful things that I've discovered is that nearly every war that has started in the past 50 years has been a result of media lies. The media could have stopped it if they had searched deep enough. If they hadn't reprinted government propaganda, they could have stopped it. But what does that mean? Well, that means basically populations don't like wars. And populations have to be fooled into wars. Populations don't willingly, with open eyes, go into a war. So if we have a good media environment, then we'll also have a peaceful environment.
Julian Assange, thank you very much.